Martin Kia, south of everything in Batesville, with my good friend Jeff Salasco. And as always, what a pleasure is it to visit with you on a gorgeous, gorgeous
spring day.
Spring 80-something degrees.
Yeah.
We knew it was going to warm up to 80-something degrees here in spring. Oh no, this is summer.
Yeah, into summer, kind of middle of summer.
What happened out there?
I don't know, but I like it.
Pretty nice, isn't
yeah.
it? Pretty
I'd
nice.
take a couple months of this.
Yes, sir. You know, everybody we've talked to on the circuit today, we talked about the weather because it's something to talk about.
It certainly is.
You get 80-degree days and highs of 78 degrees in July in Arkansas. We must be doing something right.
Yeah, in 2012 we weren't.
No,
we still talk about that summer too.
Oh, it was hot then, wasn't it? Hot.
Yeah, you could fry eggs without putting them on the ground.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But the weather's been gorgeous, and of course we at Martin Kia continuing to sell automobiles, and that's what we do, and we do it at an alarming rate according to the statistics of Kia. I don't see how you guys do it in such a smaller market as they call what we are. We're in a smaller market
we
as
are.
such, but
we reach out quite a bit.
Yeah, our numbers are pretty good reaching out, aren't they?
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about numbers, not specific numbers, but numbers in general.
Well, we're having a really good year, and Kia's, for the first time ever in 4 years, our inventory has kept up with our sales.
Right.
So we're keeping about 100 units on the ground continually, and that's nice.
Absolutely.
When people come look at cars, they like to have a selection, and we like to offer a good selection, and we have a good selection. And we're just rolling right along. We're in our zone, our district. Memphis is outselling us. Not all the dealerships in Memphis, but one of the Kia stores in Memphis.
Right.
We're outselling one of the Kia dealerships in Memphis.
Right, absolutely.
At this current time.
Right.
Little Rock ahead of us, Tulsa's ahead of us.
Not many.
But the rest, Fayetteville's not,
right.
Fort Smith is not,
right. Yeah.
Tupelo's not, Fayetteville's not.
Well, you talk about who's ahead of you or who's not ahead of you, but boy, when you start talking about market penetration and numbers, and the good thing about it, and you and I've talked about on the show a lot about, you got to have the units there. It's great if you get 100 units in and you sell 100, but if you don't have another 100 to replace those hundreds, then you have a lull period that you're scrambling for inventory. And those are some of the good problems to have. We've had some of those, quote, good problems, but it is certainly a nice solution to have inventory.
Oh, it's fantastic. And to have sellable inventory is even better. Sometimes they'll dump stuff out on you to have
Sure.
a number on the
Absolutely.
ground. And we've got that under control right now.
Talk about what we have left, 14s, when we're and again,
Happy New Year.
Yeah, that's correct.
The 15s have arrived, folks.
That is correct.
I have got 2015 models in every car on the ground right now. Every line we've got, I've got 2015 models on the ground, and the 14s have really dwindled down. We've had a big month here, and I've got less than 30 2014 models left on the ground. And of course, those have the best incentives, and we're making the best deals on them. If you're thinking about 2014 Kia, don't wait too long, please.
Right.
Because when these goes, I can't replace them.
And the thing that you guys can do, if you've got a 14 and a 15 sitting side by side as such, and you guys are professional enough to go through the numbers with the customer.
Certainly.
And say, how many years you're going to own your car, blah, 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 blah.
What's the value of a model year?
Absolutely. What's the value of what you have to give for a 15 compared
Right.
to a 14? I mean, obviously, and the old rule of thumb is if you plan on trading real quickly, if it may be better to buy the 15, but if you're not going to trade for 5, 6, 7 years, and the difference between a 6-year-old car and a 7-year-old car is not as much as the difference if you that you save for the 14.
Here's the good news: the 15s have not gone up that much in price.
Right.
I'll give you, for instance, the Optima, which is very popular, very good-looking car, gets great gas mileage. The LX models we were running in 2014, the entry level, $19,985.
Right. Okay.
I'm running the 2015 for $20,995 right now.
Right.
That's only $1,000.
Absolutely.
You've moved up a model year, and a model year is worth more than $1,000.
Absolutely it is.
Time.
Absolutely it is.
So, I mean, we're in good shapes. The place that's going to hurt is like the Souls.
Okay.
They have not incentivized Soul,
Okay.
and I don't have any help on the 15s yet.
Okay. Gotcha.
So you're going to notice a difference there. The good news is in my 14 models, that's what I've got the most of right now.
Okay, good deal.
I was able to get in on a buy, so to speak, at Kia.
Sure.
When they were getting ready to wind down the 14 production, they made a phone call to us because we sell a lot of cars, and wanted to know would I take an extra allocation if I wanted it, and we took about 25 souls off of them at the end run.
Okay.
And those
Extra.
cars have hit, yes, and I've got maybe 15 of those left.
It's funny how well, not funny how it works, but it's kind of neat how that works, where the factory's going to make so many. I mean, they've scheduled months and a lot of times years in advance of what you're going to do and what they're capable of doing. So they have to produce so many cars. And then again, they don't know exactly what the sales rates are going to be. There's projections, but then you get that by saying, they look and say, well, okay, let's look at old Martin Kia up in Batesville, Arkansas. Well, they seem to have done real well, and they're doing real good on this particular unit. Let's call those guys and just see if they could use some extra.
And that's what they
because
do.
They have to sell them. They have to sell because they're going to make them. They're going to make them.
They're made.
Somebody's got to, quote, take them.
Mm-hmm.
And by taking them means you've got good sellable inventory.
Yeah.
Because you have done well with that particular unit.
And the Sportage is another case in point. This year, of course, I got the plant paid for in Georgia this year.
Right.
So they opened up Sportage a little bit more to us. And the good news is I've sold more Sportages this year than I have all the other years we were opened.
Wow.
And I've still got a good supply, and because of that, I've got about 20 15s en route. Sportage has been very popular. It's a good-looking vehicle, a lot of technology on it, and you get it, starting out nicely equipped around 21.5. So, been a good hitter for us. SUV, get up into it, not down into it.
Right. Yeah.
All that room. So.
Well, I like that. Get up. Yeah, I like that. I like that. You get up into
a lot of people come in here, and when they come in the front door, we're looking something we get up into and not get down into.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. I like that. Well, product, and they evolve, and they evolve in relation to, number one, what others are doing, and what we're all doing is trying to stay ahead of the game, and we're trying to build automobiles that are appealing to the public, that are affordable to the public, that we can sell, because that's what people want to buy.
That's what they want.
Good looking, sleek, nice. I mean, sporty looking.
Yes.
Or the lines, and then we often talk about safety on Kia, and I just think it's a tremendous selling point when you talk about safety features on these automobiles.
They're loaded with them. People forget Kia started out as a steel company.
Right.
And if you come in, and we've got a video on the plant in Georgia of them making actual vehicles down there, and they'll show you, they've got the big old rolls of steel, and they roll that out, and they stamp out each part right there in that building, in that factory. It's just amazing to watch.
Well, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
With all the steel and their access to it, they put quite a bit more on a car than some manufacturers do. In the Soul, they put steel bars in those back seats and steel plates over those back seats. And that increases our safety rating. I had a lady call me the other day, and she was interested in the vehicle. She said, well, what's your crash rating on it? I said, 5 stars. Well, what's your side impact rating? 5 stars. What's your rear impact? 5 stars. I said, but my rollover is only 4.
Right. There you go.
But I mean, and their occupant classification system in the car is just second to none. With computers and technology, and the extra airbags,
sure,
you're very safe.
Safety is incredible, and
it is.
And really, when you come in, and again, and when you talk about price of automobiles, and you're in a great price line, and you talk about how your automobiles look, I mean, you're just the looks are simply outstanding. The ride and drive is essential. And it's pretty darn good when you get in these products. The ride and drive. And
keep talking about technology, and I won't call this technology, but we'll call it improvements. Now we've got acoustic glass that we're putting on cars. We've got hydrophobic glass, which has Rain-X built into the glass on the side windows, so it just sheds the water, which gives you better vision in a rainstorm out your rearview mirror. I mean, these all go with safety.
Right.
We talk about traction control. We talk about anti-lock brake systems, downhill grade assist, uphill start. Uphill start keeps your car from rolling back when you take your foot off the brake to go forward. Yep. All these things, they all come together, and you don't even have to do it.
Right, it does it itself. Yeah, it does it itself.
And you know, we talked about UVO and UVO e-services, and the 2015s now have the next generation of UVO e-services with the geofencing systems and the technology to, if you've got a smartphone or an Apple phone and you got Siri in it, Siri now works through your car.
Sure.
You can tap the button if your phone's paired and talk to Siri right through your car.
Yeah.
You can put in a zip code, and if your car leaves that zip code, parents, you get a text message. Or
and you say parents?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If your car gets over a certain speed, you get a text message.
Parents will like that feature.
You know, this thing, parking minder, boy, all this stuff is just, we got to keep up. It's getting tough sometimes.
I guarantee you.
The training is intense right now, but
well, it has to be intense. I mean, it has to be intense from it's a very sophisticated product, but it's a simplified technology if you know how to handle the technology.
Yeah.
And you have to be trained on y'all's end to pass that information along to me as a consumer or anybody that walks on the lot, because we may not know if we're driving a car that's 7, 8 years old and haven't had a new automobile. It's all new to us.
Certainly.
And it's amazing what is there, and it's amazing what we have to know, not to be able to operate the car. We're not saying that you can't operate the car, but to operate those extra features on it that make it
the value,
value.
To enjoy what you paid for.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And there's no subscriptions with any of this.
Right.
Now, the Android-based system, which we have also this year, which is a Navi system, it's got Pandora in there,
right.
stock markets. I forgot to mention that all the new UVO systems have Wi-Fi.
Right, Wi-Fi.
You can pull up and turn your Wi-Fi on in your car.
Wow. Wow. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's changes are coming, folks.
Well, the thing that you want to try to do, yeah, and again, we talk about the great products, we've talked about the safety, and we always talk about gas mileage, fuel economy, and ride and drive and sleekness of cars, and then the bottom line, it's people dealing with people.
Right.
And people selling automobiles to people. And I believe this from the bottom of my heart. Your product gets people in here because people know about your product. And then when your staff who is trained can really educate people on the product, and then you have to make an educated decision. But when those people respond back to you that they are well satisfied, it makes you feel pretty good that you're doing a job. And we've had some good comments coming back. We've got when somebody says, I appreciate you being fair and honest with me and you did a good job, it makes you guys feel good.
It does. And you know, we reach out pretty far on sales, way up into Missouri, way over toward Harrison. And yes, most of those people say, oh, we were on your website. But a lot of them went to our website because somebody said, oh, you need to take a look at Martin Kia. We've paid out a lot of referrals, and I'm happy to pay those referrals out to customers, because I mean that's the best compliment you can get. Like you said,
absolutely,
when somebody says you need to go there, but when those people come and they go, you know, and this happened last weekend. We had out of town weekend last weekend because we had people here from everywhere. We didn't have any locals, but we had people here from everywhere else.
That's right.
But they were all going, this is so different.
Yes.
This is not like any other experience we've ever had, and this is the most fun we've had buying a car. And I tell them, I said, well, it's not rocket science. I said, we just like selling cars and like meeting people.
Sure. And most of us don't like buying cars.
Yeah.
Most of us don't like the experience of buying a car. I mean, either we've had a bad experience doing it, or, and again, and I'm here often.
Yeah.
And I see how you treat customers, and that's how I want to be treated in the buying process. Yeah. It's what you get here.
Not hard to do.
No, it's not.
But there's a lot of pressure put on people when they drive up to car dealerships. There's a lot of things in place to kind of intimidate people. And that's the last thing we want to do here. I mean, you know, we've got a good product. We're proud of it. We enjoy showing it off, sometimes a little bit too much, but
sure.
We really enjoy showing our cars off and telling people about them. I had one lady here this weekend. She said, "You really love your job, don't you?" I said, "Yes, I do."
Yeah, sure you do.
She said, "I can tell you're just proud of your products," and we are. And we want the people that buy them to enjoy them as much as we do. And part of it's explaining how things work and and understanding what all you're getting for your dollar.
Absolutely. Folks, we encourage you to think about us, to give us an opportunity to work a deal for you. At least let us give you, let us give you some figures. Let us give you the chance to get a good deal.
Yeah.
Let us give you the chance to get a good deal, because everybody wants a good deal on an automobile, and you can get one at Mark Martin Kia.
We'll give you a good deal.
A lot goes into a good deal, does it not, my friend?
Yes, it does.
Jeff Zalasko, he is the man in charge of Mark Martin Kia, south of everything in Batesville, watching the television show, and it's always good to, I watch you from time to time, and you talk about an exciting guy, and I see you and I get to visit with you. I know you do. You love your job, and it's good to have a guy like you who's excited about what you do, because we're excited to have you come join us at Mark Martin Kia family.
Thanks.